Hello. So this is now my 48th time trying to record the start of this new podcast series. We are doing this in a slightly different way than normal, so I apologise if the sound quality isn't perfect or isn't as good as the previous podcast. I am trying to go this alone, do the podcast myself, get it recorded on Zoom and get it uploaded. And today I've been dabbling around with using my AirPods, a microphone that I've got here, and my laptop audio, and I've landed on my laptop audio being the best option. It's not perfect. It's not as good as the microphones that I have at the office, which I don't have to hand at the minute, but I think it's a practical way of getting some new podcasts up and running and getting some content out there at this time. So I was umming and ahhing last week, and in fact, a couple of weekends ago, I did some podcast or some audio files and then didn't put them out there. But yesterday, so the 27th of April, I was on a podcast with Mark Simpson, the Boostly podcast. And following the podcast, I had some great feedback and people saying, they're really helpful hints and tips. And I've realised that probably over the last 4 or 5 weeks, we have spoken to maybe 50, 60 different owners of businesses and different people in different situations, staff. And there is a lot of helpful information that we can give or things we can help with, and people are just looking to consume information at the minute to make the best decisions about their business. And I thought, we're in a lucky situation that we are dealing with lots of different businesses. It's meant that our business has kept going. We've had to furlough staff, we've had to make changes, but we're still here. We still have plans for the future, and we're still looking forward. We're trying different things. We've got some new clients during this period. We've not lost any clients, touch wood, at the minute. We've got a lot of clients on hold and people asking to hold back. So it is very interesting times. But I did think it was important to get this podcast back up and running. As I said, I'm going to record this through Zoom instead of the normal way we do podcast, and I'm trying to get a video out with that as well. Now, the video isn't the most exciting video. It's just me sat here chatting away, but I thought it would give a little bit of company. Today I've had my COVID haircut from my girlfriend, who managed to snip a section out of my hair, which was great. And we haven't fallen out too much. So I thought I'd put together a little bit of backdrop. Well, actually, I've put my desk in my lounge, and a lot of these pictures were on my windowsill, so I've tried to tidy them up a little bit. I've got my two best pals there, Jack and Akko and myself. This was a drawing done in Liverpool a couple of years back. So if you're on the podcast at the minute, head over to YouTube and go and have a look at the video. You can see some of the pictures in our background. I'm going to turn that monitor off, so that's showing there. So there's my two best pals. I've got a picture of me and my girlfriend there in Dublin a few months ago, when we were allowed to go outside and go on holiday, and the amazing times it used to be. And there's a little picture with my nephew. My nephews live 5 doors down, and I'm lucky that I'm able to see them, but it's sad not being able to go close to them. And I know a lot of people are struggling with family at the minute. Fingers crossed we are getting through the worst of this now, and the death rate seems to be slowing. I've had a friend die of COVID-19, so it isn't the best of times, but we are going to get through, and fingers crossed, as many people as possible can make it to the other side in life. In health, it's got to be the most important thing. But then once that's sorted is in businesses, and that's where we're here to help. It's funny, we have moved more into a life counselling situation. How many friends and businesses we just chat to now on a daily basis, and I don't feel like we're in a rush. We can just have a good old chinwag and then get on with the work. So in this series, a little bit of an update about us. In the next episode, we are going to talk about what we've done in this situation. Then we're going to go through some hints and tips that I think are more broad tips that everyone can look at. Some things that we've done for the companies. But I think a key thing is some of the guys that are currently shut or not trading and have had to shut the doors, pubs, restaurants, barbershops, hairdressers, beauty salons, things like this that have been shut during this period, is some assistance in what the heck this is going to look like when you get back open. What world are you stepping back into? Obviously, we don't know 100% what that's going to look like at the minute. Is there going to be restrictions? Very likely. How many people can you have in your shop or your premises? When can you reopen? How can you reopen? How do you need to operate? And having a look at how you can improve or use the situation to improve your business during this time, which will help you go forward. Your if you come into this thinking that the business that you had only a month ago or 2 months ago is going to be the same as the business you have in a month's time, or in 14 months' time, or in 26 months' time, I think good luck to you, because I think this world has changed drastically. The way we operate is going to change forever. You know, people are going to think about things a bit differently, and it's going to be a key consideration for your customers of how you act as a business and how you protect them. So I think it's important to think about now, and hopefully we can give you some handy hints and tips to do that. So in this series, we're going to talk through that. We are going to maybe look to get some guests on in the next series. So if it's something you want to get involved in, obviously we can do through Zoom. So if you've got a business and want to reach out, then please get in touch. Apologise if you can hear the background noise. As you say, I'm recording in my lounge now, not in our office not a recording studio, in our boardroom that we can control the sound. But we are all at home. I'm sure you're all in the same situation, working hard. So thank you for listening to the introduction, and I hope in the next few episodes we can give you some good tips to help with your business in this time. Cheers.